Let me tell you something most men find out the hard way. Before a woman cheats, she doesn't just slip up. She doesn't trip and fall into someone else's arms. No, cheating is rarely spontaneous for women. Before it happens, there are signs, tells, patterns, and almost every man misses them until it's too late. The scariest part, she will lie to you, not always in a devious James Bond villain way, but in subtle, everyday half truths that protect her image while destroying your trust. Four lies, four phrases that sound innocent, even harmless, but hide a storm underneath. And if you're also suffering from this kind of confusion, stay locked in till the end of this video, because I'm going to expose the truth nobody else tells you. And don't forget to like this video and subscribe for more deep insights into female psychology. Recognize them and you protect yourself. Miss them and you'll wake up one day wondering why the woman who swore she loved you is suddenly cold, distant, and giving her affection to another man. Why this happens. Now listen, this isn't about all women being evil. Drop that idea, that's lazy thinking. What's really happening is rooted in psychology, emotional needs, validation, and human instinct. Women are more socially intelligent than we often give them credit for. They know how to shape their words to avoid confrontation. They know how to soften the truth with little lies that make them feel safe in the moment. But here's what most men don't get. Cheating for women is usually emotional first, physical second. By the time her body is with another man, her heart and mind left weeks or months earlier. So the lies? They aren't just random. They're defense mechanisms. They're stories she tells you and herself to justify the shift happening inside. And if you've ever felt blindsided, if you've ever thought, man, I didn't even see it coming, it's because you didn't know the script. But from today on, you will. The first lie sounds like this. I just need space. I'm really stressed right now. Now, of course, everybody needs space sometimes. That's normal. But when a woman starts using this line more than once, especially after she's pulled away emotionally, there's more behind it. Think of it like this. When you first started dating, did she ever tell you she needed space after texting you 10 times a day? Of course not, because when desire is strong, stress doesn't matter. She could be exhausted, overwhelmed at work, but if she wants you, she'll find time. So what does "I need space" actually mean? It often means, I'm emotionally entertaining something, maybe someone else, and I don't want you getting too close because you'll notice. Imagine this. You're watching a movie with her on the couch, and out of nowhere she says she's tired, goes to the other room, and suddenly she's on her phone for an hour. Something doesn't add up. That's not rest. That's not space. That's distance being built brick by brick. And here's the twist. She doesn't even feel like she's lying. In her mind, stress is real. But stress is not the core truth. The core truth is this. She's creating separation to test what life feels like without you at the center. That's why so many men feel gut punched. Your instincts tell you something's off. But when you ask, she feeds you the space, stress, I've got a lot going on story. And you believe it because you don't want to seem controlling. But understand, her words are the smoke. And when there's smoke, there's fire building underneath. That was only the first lie. The second one, it's even trickier because it sounds like love. It sounds like reassurance. Yet it hides disconnection so deep you almost don't want to believe it. The reassurance that isn't real. Here's the second lie. It sounds sweet, comforting, almost like she's wrapping you in warmth. She tells you, don't worry, I love you. You're the only one I want. Sounds perfect, right? That's what every man wants to hear. But here's the bitter truth. When that line starts coming out of nowhere, unprompted, when you didn't even ask the question, it's not reassurance, it's cover-up. Think of it this way. When someone's honest, they're effortless. They don't need to overstate. If she's genuinely locked in with you, she doesn't go around declaring it like a campaign speech. She shows it in action, her touch, her time, her enthusiasm. But when the excitement has faded, when her feelings are shifting, she says it louder to make up for what she no longer feels. It's like putting perfume on something rotten. At first it smells nice, but underneath, decay spreads. Picture this. You bring up how you felt distance lately. Instead of leaning into the conversation, yeah, let's talk about it, I want to work on us. She instantly throws out, "Don't worry, you're the only one I want." You want to believe her, of course you do, but your gut twists. The words don't align with her energy. She hasn't touched you the same way in weeks. She laughs more at her phone than she does at your jokes. Love isn't in the language anymore, it's in the effort, and the effort isn't there. This is where men gaslight themselves. They think, maybe I'm crazy, maybe I'm too suspicious. No, you're not paranoid, you're picking up signals. Her over reassuring words are not proof of love, they're a symptom of guilt. The social alibi. Now, the third lie is one of the most common. It goes like this: "Don't worry, he's just a friend." Men hear this line and instantly feel their stomach drop, because deep down you already know what's happening. Here's the psychology. Women are masterful at shaping boundaries around new male friends. They'll swear it's harmless. Maybe it starts at work, maybe at the gym. But if she's mentioning him by name a little too often, that's not random. It's a breadcrumb. It's her way of testing how much she can weave him into her life without you protesting. Now, in her mind, she's telling herself the truth. At that stage, he may technically just be a friend, but emotionally, she's opening the door, sharing laughter, complaining about her day, confiding in ways she used to confide in you. By the time she's defending him to you, you're being insecure, he's literally like a brother. The connection is already deeper than she'll admit. And let me say this: very few women cheat with total strangers. It's usually the friend, the colleague, the study buddy, the guy who's been positioned close enough to become an option. You can feel it in her tone. The softness when she talks about him is different than the coldness when she talks to you. She might not even realize how obvious it is, but your intuition does. The lie, "He's just a friend," is code for, "He's the backup plan I don't want to admit exists." The self-blame switch. And here comes the fourth lie. This one cuts hardest because it flips the script and makes you the problem. She'll say something like, "I'm just not happy anymore. It's not you, it's me." Now this line has destroyed more men's confidence than any insult ever could. Why? Because it cloaks itself in politeness. It sounds like respect. But underneath, it's her exit strategy. It's a soft blanket draped over a knife. She's pulling away but doesn't want to seem cruel, so she blames her happiness, not your actions. It's her way of saying, "Don't chase me, don't dig deeper, because I've already decided in silence." Think back. She once begged for your attention. She once wanted your arms wrapped around her. And now? She says she's not happy, while offering no real attempt to rebuild. That's not someone searching for solutions. That's someone preloading the excuse for her next move. This is why men feel crazy. Because none of these lies are wild or dramatic. They sound normal, almost cliché. But those are the very lines women rely on precisely because they're hard to challenge. There you have it. The 4 most common lies women tell before they cheat. And each one marks a shift, needing space, over-reassuring, defending a friend, and using soft self-blame. But here's where we go deeper. Because once you see these lies clearly, the pain hits harder. You realize the love you thought was secure may already be slipping. And that's where we begin the emotional buildup. The part where I show you that you are not crazy, your pain is real, and your instincts deserve respect. Acknowledging the pain. Now let's pause. Let's breathe. Because hearing those lies spelled out isn't just information, it's heavy. It stirs up memories you may have buried. That sick feeling in your stomach when something didn't add up. The late nights staring at her phone, lighting up with notifications she swore were just friends. That day she told you she wasn't happy anymore, while you were breaking yourself to give her everything you had. Brother, you're not crazy. You weren't weak. You weren't stupid. You were simply loving with an open heart in a world that often punishes that. And I want you to hear this. Your pain is real. The confusion that eats you up at night, the anger that makes you want answers, the heartbreak that makes you doubt if you'll ever love again. Those feelings are valid. They don't make you weak. They make you human. Why men miss these signs? See, men miss the signs not because they're ignorant, but because they trust too much. Because you believed what she said instead of what her actions showed. That trust is not a flaw, it's a reflection of your loyalty. Men are hardwired to want to be providers, to pour in effort, to fix things. But when you're in that role, you want to believe the best. You tell yourself, it's just stress, or she's tired, or I'm overthinking it. You weren't overthinking it, you were sensing it. You just didn't know how to decode it. And this is where the pain really digs in, because betrayal often hurts most when you realize she was protecting her image more than protecting your heart. She didn't want to look like the bad one, so she fed you lines that kept you calm while her emotions drifted somewhere else. Giving men emotional validation. And I get it. Some of you right now are thinking, man, maybe I wasn't good enough. Maybe that's why she left. Maybe that's why she lied. Stop, right there. That's the wound talking. That's the part of you that got trained to internalize blame. But listen closely. A woman's decision to cheat, to lie, to disconnect. That is not a mirror of your worth. It's a mirror of her choices, her discipline, her character. Even if you weren't perfect, none of us are, betrayal is never justified. Because think about it. When she was sleeping, did you get the luxury of a cheat pass? Did she offer you that same flexibility she gave herself? No. She expected your loyalty while quietly relocating hers. That there tells you everything. The reality of betrayal. And here's the unspoken truth. When women lie before cheating, they often act like you'll just never notice. But you do. Deep down, every man knows. You feel the absence before the confirmation, the late replies to your texts, the sudden mood swings, the laughter that doesn't include you anymore. And when you asked her, hoping for honesty, what you got was the same script. I'm stressed. I love you. He's just a friend. It's not you. It's me. Those 4 lies are puzzle pieces. When you put them together, you see the full picture. It's betrayal covered in silk. But here's the thing. Pain doesn't end you, it remakes you. If you let it, betrayal becomes the very fire that forges strength inside you that you didn't even know was there. This is where everything shifts. Because the worst trap you can fall into is chasing. Chasing answers, chasing her attention, chasing what's already gone. That's how men lose power completely. But when you stop chasing, when you go silent, when you stand in self-respect, when you stop bleeding energy, trying to fix what she's already chosen to abandon, everything changes. That's when power flips. That's when regret is born. And that's exactly what we're about to unravel. Now I will tell you. How silence becomes your greatest weapon. How self-respect makes her question her choices. And how leveling up turns heartbreak into the sweetest form of revenge. Here's the truth. Most men never realize until it's too late. The moment you stop begging, the moment you stop chasing, the moment you stop burning energy, proving your worth to someone who's already checked out, that's when the entire game flips. See? Women expect men to crumble when the lies unravel. They anticipate anger, desperate texts, endless questions. They expect you to break because that's what fuels their sense of control. But imagine this instead. She lies, she distances, she cheats, and you don't explode, you don't beg, you don't spam her phone, you don't stalk her social media, you just go quiet. You pull back your energy and put it where it belongs, into yourself. That silence is deafening. It terrifies her because it forces her to face a brutal reality. She no longer occupies the center of your universe. That's when regret creeps in. Because nothing haunts a woman more than a man who reclaims his strength after she doubted him. The ultimate power move. Self-respect is not about arrogance. It's about saying, I won't invest in someone who couldn't be honest with me. I won't degrade myself trying to earn back loyalty that should have never been lost. When you live in this mindset, you project a quiet strength that pierces deeper than any angry outburst ever could. And here's where the paradox comes in. When you no longer seek her validation, that's when she often comes searching for yours. She'll try to reconnect, to test if the door is still open. But by that point, you've outgrown it. You've leveled up. You've learned that your focus belongs to building your mind, your body, your future, not rechasing someone who already betrayed the foundation of trust. Think about it like a warrior who's wounded in battle. You bleed? Yes, but you also harden. Your scars become armor. The heartbreak you're enduring right now can forge the sharpest version of you. Maybe you've been sleeping less, replaying the lies in your head. Take that energy and redirect it. Get back in the gym. Focus on your craft. Build your income. Read the books you've been neglecting. Turn the loneliness into silence and the silence into momentum. Because here's a brutal fact. While she's busy entertaining distractions, you can be building a version of yourself that will never be overlooked again. And down the road, when she sees that transformation, the regret will hit hard. Because nothing makes someone question their choices like seeing the man they gave up become the man they can no longer reach. Brother, don't let betrayal define you, let it refine you. Don't let 4 lies destroy your spirit. Let them strengthen your vision. You were not born to beg for attention. You were not put on this earth to live in the shadows of dishonesty. You were built to stand tall, to lead, to grow, and to create a life so strong that losing you is the biggest mistake anyone could make. Remember this. Silence is power. Self-respect is love for yourself. Growth is the greatest revenge. One day she'll remember those lies, and she'll realize you saw through them all along, not because you chased, but because you rose above. Now it's your turn. If you've ever caught yourself hearing those lines, I need space. I love you. You're the only one. Don't worry, he's just a friend. Or, it's not you, it's me. Which one hit you the hardest? Which one did you ignore in the past, only to regret later? If this spoke to you, hit that like button and subscribe for more breakdowns just like this. And in the comments, share the line you've heard before. It might give another man the clarity he needs today.